thanks for joining. We'll go right into questions, starting with Ben. You guys can ask two if you have them.
BJ, I know you talked about wanting to put out a strong lineup after the midweek match. Just what did you make of the performance from the three designated players up front?
Yeah, I think, first, I'd like to make sure we thank the fans that showed up today. We're a group that's been grinding and playing a lot of games Wednesday, Saturday, and we needed an energy. We needed that sort of injection of energy into the group, and we got that right from walking out of the tunnel. So I want to make sure that that's first and foremost. Yeah, listen, I think, we're challenging each other to have a strong mentality, to have a winning mentality, and I thought Hani Mukhtar led that from in terms of just the energy and the encouragement and the demand that he gives the team, and I thought we fed off of his energy tonight and his leadership, and then obviously you have a lot of the goal scoring that happened was great, and I think when we get these chances we need to finish them, and I thought by finishing them early kind of let us have control of the game.
And then you guys were obviously up by a significant margin late in the game, but Warren came on, kept pushing. There were moments where Woodman's was calling for a pass and frustrated that he didn't get it. Just from a coach's perspective, how happy does it make you to see guys not content with even a 5-0 lead?
Yeah, again, I think we want to continue to work on, improve, and test our mentality. And even the guys, every guy in this team is important. Every role that is played is important. And you saw those guys come off the bench and I would say elevate the way that we played and took what the game gave us. And so that's what we ask. And I can't be more proud of those guys stepping on the field and continuing to push.
BJ, you guys obviously now have 2 weeks before your next game in Chicago. I guess how do you try to maintain this form you're in right now with so much time between games?
Yeah, I think first is to just make sure that we get a little bit of time away, get a lot of rest, get some recovery in the guys, and come back with a really clear idea on what we need to improve, and we'll have some time to work on that, and then obviously later in that period is to then refocus ourselves back onto the next match, which is Chicago.
What areas maybe were you watching today that you thought maybe could have been a little bit sharper, a little bit better, if there were any from a 5-0 win?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always things we can improve, right? So how are we initiating our press? Making sure that we stay compact. Some of I would say a little bit maybe in the first half, some of the decision making with the runs into the box. I thought there was some spaces that we could have gotten into a little bit clearer. But again, these are little things that we'll continue to refine. It's still early in the season, and we'll kind of push and continue to get better at them. But just really proud of the performance after after a long, maybe I don't know how many days it's been, but after a long little period of time here.
Last season, you set a goal to score 50 goals in the MLS season, and then this season you have 13 goals in 5 games, which puts you on pace to score 90 goals by the end of the season. Do you think you have what it takes your team has what it takes to kind of keep that up throughout the season?
I think we have a team that can score more than 50 goals, and that's always going to be a challenge. We talk about that all the time. We don't hide away from it. We want to be a team that scores goals. We want to go win. We want to be aggressive. We want to create goal-scoring chances, and I think we're getting better at that. And I thought tonight we showed that we could score on a couple different ways, and that's very important in the way that we do in how we score goals, so that they're coming through different phases, so that we can continue to be dangerous in different ways, in a variety of ways.
And towards the end there, what happened with Reed, and do you have any updates on that?
I don't have any update on Reed, so he's actually just being checked out as we speak because of kind of guys getting back into the locker room. So once we have that information, I can get it for you.
BJ, historically, this has been a very even series with wins and losses and ties in between Nashville and Orlando. How important was Christian's goal early for what happened later in the game?
Yeah, I think, again, for us coming into this game, we want to have an elite mentality. We want to have a mentality that we want to be, no matter the circumstances, we want to be the aggressor. And again, the energy here in the stadium gave us that boost early on, and I think you can see Christian capitalized on it. I don't think we've ever worked on that before, that type of goal, so, credit to him, but that's what you need. And like I said, those three guys, Hani pushing the line, Hani making runs in the penalty box unselfishly, opens up space, and these, you know, and you can start to see some of the chances that we're able to create.
Now, I don't think we're gonna be here many times, talking about a 5-0 game, and having Hani not scored one of them. But what does it tell anyone about his work in a game like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think for people that watch the game closely, you can see how much, I call it dirty running that he does, right? I mean, he's running into the penalty box, he's dragging players, he's obviously a focal point of a lot of opponents, but now you're starting to see things open up for other players. And as long as we stay consistent with what we're doing, things will continue to open up for him as well. But, you know, defensively, the work that he does, initiating offensive transition, and just sort of the leadership and the mentality that he's bringing to the group is just elevating everybody that's around him.
Neri?
BA. What I note is that we starting this game with the 11 you finish in Miami. That is special, important for you to start with them, or is like what I note is Lobby's in the first time of Miami, it was no like focus with all the other 11 or the team. I note the team on the second game was a lot of focus when Eddie start and stay on the game. So I guess that 11, starting with that 11, focus is what gives you the opportunity to maybe the number 7 can make the goal in the first 5 minutes. Why is the reason you're taking that 11 for today, the same? Is something special or just?
No, I wouldn't say there's anything special. It was just, you know, tactically, the way we wanted to set up, we thought it's set up for a couple of those guys to really excel in their profiles. I thought Reed did a great job getting forward and really was able to get us up and down. You know, Alex consistently brings a great work rate. And listen, the cadence of what we were playing, we still have to inject some level of fresh legs in there, and I thought you saw that. Especially on that left side, especially in that first half, we were able to kind of create some good attacks, even if they didn't enter the penalty box, but was able to push them back and really help us sustain some possession in the attacking half.
BJ, with 2 weeks before Chicago and this kind of the offensive momentum, how do you prevent a cold spell statically? A team don't start is hot in MLS, often cool down significantly. What you plan to manage expectation and keep the group ungrounded?
I would say we have a very clear way we want to play. We have a very clear way we want to train it, and we have a very clear way we want to teach it. And we'll continue to do that every day. And so for us, we come into work every single day. We turn the page. We look at the game, how we're going to improve. We'll work on that. We'll continue to work on individual development, and then obviously we'll turn our process to preparing for Chicago. And for us, that's what we're focused on, is just making sure that we're continually getting better each day, and starting to continue to improve our connections with each other.
Wayne, did you have anything?
Hey BJ, you had a 15-match unbeaten streak last season. You've started with 9 here. Could you have anticipated putting together another stretch like that as a team, you know, something that could turn into double digits, and more so as the season progresses? Could you anticipate that after what you guys did last year?
That's not really things that we think about. Like I said just before, we have a very good mentality in our group that we just want to work each day, prepare each day, whether that's preparing to improve what we need to do, or also prepared to play against an opponent. And for us, we kind of stick to that process. I know it sounds boring and maybe cliche, but these guys just come to work each and every day. We turn the page, and you know, we want to give a very consistent performance when we turn the lights on each match day, and give our best. It looks like Nashville.
All right, thanks guys. We'll be right back with Sam.
Great, thanks guys.
Thank you for bringing me here.
Sorry.
Of course, hey.
You
Thank these guys. They're doing all the work.
Recording stopped.
Next to the road, one of those, so I can know where the
Isaac, can you see this?
Pero me entendió y me respondió yo.
All right, guys, we're back with Sam Surridge, who of course had a hat trick on his bobblehead night and leads the league in MLS in goals again with 7 so far this season. We'll go ahead and start with questions right away again with Ben, and you guys can ask too if you have them.
Sam, obviously 31 goals last year, starting in the same type of form this year. Just what have you made of your start this season?
Yeah, I think I wanted to carry on the back of last season. I haven't changed anything I do off the pitch. I've carried on working hard, and hopefully that shows on the pitch. But I think as a team, there's a change. I say a change of mentality. We definitely had a great mentality last year, but we want to have a better mindset this season. With games like this, they can be sticky. You look at New York City last year, we went 2-0 up and we ended up drawing 2-2. So we came in at 2 half time, and we knew the problems that it could face, and we changed that mindset. So
I asked BJ a similar question, but I mean, you guys were up by a lot pretty early, and it felt like you were still pushing even up 5-0. Warren came on, was pushing for a goal. There were times where Woobens was frustrated that he wasn't going to get past. Just what does it say about this team that even up 5-0, you guys are still pushing and trying to add more?
It's just we want that relentless mindset where we're pushing and fighting and wanting to get more goals, and I think that's what we want to do. We want to give teams no hope when we go ahead, and I think that's what we did tonight, and that's something we improved on since last season, and we just need to continue doing that.
Sam, you guys are now unbeaten through 9 matches, the first time in club history for SC. I guess how do you think you can keep that form, that momentum going, even with a week off before your next game?
I think it's the break's probably come at a good time for us. We've had a lot of games recently. We play at a certain intensity where you need energy, and I think it's good for us where we're going to have a break and look at what we can carry on improving on. We know there's still flaws in our system. I think you look at obviously the Miami games, obviously Dallas and Columbus at points where we can be doing better. So I think we can build on a lot, but I think just carry on working hard off the pitch, and hopefully that will bring on the pitch.
Christian Espinoza, I think now has 3 goals over the last 4 matches, and setting you up on one of your goals. I guess how much has he kind of seemed to have adjusted since the start of the season, just growing into the attack?
Yeah, I think like I said, he's been a great addition. It's something I think we needed out on that right side, where he's brought experience, he's brought goals, assists, and that's what we wanted from someone in that position, and it's a great addition. He's just carried on what he's been doing in the MLS for his career. So hopefully it continues. I'm sure it will, because he works hard and he's really honest as well. So.
Sam, just going off of that, it's not just Christian. It seems like from the outside looking in, there are more chances being created from different areas of the pitch, and even BJ was talking about different phases within the game. How important is that for you as a striker to kind of have just more opportunities to score?
Yeah, it's obviously it's big for me. I go into games knowing I'm going to get chances. I think again I look at the Miami games where maybe they weren't coming as much, but I know I opened up opportunities for other people, and we've got quality players in this team where teams can't just look at one person, 2 people. They have to look at multiple people now, and we've got great attack and threat out on both sides, and I think that's massive for us because we can score in multiple different ways, like you said.
And then a hard question here: what do you think of the wobblehead?
I love it. It's just the cape. I wasn't sure on the cape, so yeah, I like it.
Sam, you kind of got us used to when you see that last pass from Christian for the 3rd goal, to open up your right foot and put it always across the far post.
Yeah.
What was different this time? What do you see different that you did with the way you kicked it?
I think as I seen as soon as Christian was going, I seen it was going to be a 3v2 situation, and then he was kind of coming inside. Hani made a run. He could have played Hani, but obviously the defender had to go with him, because if he didn't, then Hani would be in, and then that opened me up. I like that finish where I have one touch and I open up, but I had a touch and it was a bit closer, so I had to kind of poke it and take it quickly. So I look at the keeper and he was coming out. I seen he was making a step towards me, and it was something that happened very quickly. But at the same time, I try and try and calculate them things, but it does happen very quickly.
Tell us about coming out of the game at the time you did and having the whole stadium, going crazy for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. Obviously, I'd probably want to stay on the pitch for the whole game, but at the same time, it's a long season, and we've got a lot of players that want to be playing, and we know we have games coming up that are big games for this football club, and we just have to. It's a team game, and everyone has to be ready. But it's amazing for everyone to come and obviously support the bobblehead and support me and the team. So yeah, it's a special night, but I just want more nights like this, and hopefully I will if I keep working hard.
Sam, I'm just curious. What is the difference between the Sam playing and can score from Miami to Miami to Columbus and the Super Sam we have it today?
I think each game brings its different challenges. I think Columbus, obviously, I come on at half time. I sort of knew what the game needed. We need to inject a bit of energy into it, and I felt me and Hanny, when we come at half time, we done that. Patrick, when he came into the game, he brought that. But yeah, it was a tough game because Columbus are a really good team at home, and then obviously Miami, we know what they can do, and there wasn't many goals, and I knew I probably wouldn't have many chances in that game, and I had to do different things. It was very hard, I think, defensively and mentally in that game. But the manager has different things that he expects from each game, and each game's different. And I know I'm not going to score every game, so.
Sam, you set up Espinosa for one of these goals tonight. When you are operating that connection on the right side, is that something you be rehearsed or training?
Yeah.
Or is it enriching each other in the real time?
I think it's definitely, we work on them situations, the 3v2s, the 5v4s. We work on all of these, even playing against man to man, we work on them, and it's not easy. But yeah, it's obviously something that we're good at, and we know we can score goals in transition, but we can open teams up as well. So it's not easy for teams to kind of combat that, but it was a great assist by Chris, and it was a good goal.
And another question is, 9 match invaded and the historic mark of this club, but the schedule gets harder from here. Do you think this Nashville side has the depth to sustain that intensity over a full MLS season, or is there a point where the squad rotation becomes a real concern?
I think we've had it at the start of the season where we've had big games, like I said, Columbus away, Miami away and at home. We've rotated the squad for both of them, and they've been really difficult games, and the lads who have come in have done really well. There's definitely competition for places which we need, and like I said, there are breaks in this season where I think it's going to benefit us. The one coming up now, the one in mid-season for the World Cup. All these things are going to play a part, and we need to use the breaks wisely, not just rest, work hard and in certain areas, but also make sure we're energised and feeling ready for the season.
Hi Sam, I had a question about the bobblehead.
Yep.
Is that something you could have ever seen happening in your career, like having something like that given to fans? Is that special to you at all to see that and have that there for you as a player?
It's obviously amazing. My family probably enjoy it more than me, to be honest. They all want one, and it's obviously nice to see, and I know it's special for the fans. I know it's a collectible, so hopefully they sold out. I'd be a bit gutted if they didn't.
What changes would you make if you said you're not sure about the cape? What would you replace the cape with?
Just the plain shirt. The plain shirt with sorrows on the back. But other than that, it's all right. It's nice. I like it. It's it is what it is. Maybe the boots as well.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Always humbling on the bobblehead. Thank you.